You're watching The Breakfast Club.
What's up, y'all? It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club, and we're here. We will be here to midnight tonight, and we are doing this for Change for Change. All right, now what we're doing is we're raising money for Project 375, which is a mission to raise awareness of mental health and the stigma, and to raise funding for treatment. We need you guys to text change to 52182, or head up to the website bcchange4change.com. Now, we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, we do.
Who donated and helped us out last year.
Yes.
And now
Justine.
she's back again for our second annual Change for Change.
And her edges are amazing.
Miss Justine Skye.
What's happening,
Welcome
Justine?
back.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm good. I feel great.
Have you ever dealt with any mental health issues?
Oh, 1,000%.
Word.
I feel like a lot of people just today, especially like with social media and opinion just being thrown left and right, people just that you didn't even really ask for. It's kind of hard to not experience even just like a slight bit of like depression.
Yes.
And it's like crazy because the moment that I decided to like speak on it, I think it was like National Mental Health Awareness Day, and I made a post about it, and just seeing like a lot of my fans and people like reaching out to me saying like thank you for the post and telling me their stories. And even every once in a while, like I'll just go and I'll be like, how are you guys feeling? And just to see the comments like rolling in, like actually like I'm depressed, I hate my life, I hate this, like just it's just letting me know that we're in such a fragile time as not even just a generation but as a world. And it's so crazy because everyone's like spread love and spread light, but we never really do it. And I think it's more, even though it's cliche, it's more important now than ever.
And to check on people, too.
Yeah, to check on people. And even, I mean, and not just to say, yeah, you should check on your friends, actually do it. It's like,
I mean it. If I say, how you doing, Justine? When you tell me what it is, I really got to take that in and
really listen.
And listen with the
People
intent
just say
to
that to say it,
understand.
right?
Yeah.
but it's also everyone's first instinct to just be like, I'm good.
Yeah, that's your answer always. Like, how you doing? And
Even
that's
if
what
you're
we
not
expect
good.
people to say.
Yeah. But I've learned to like, I'll say I'm okay. If I'm not like the best, I'll literally be like, I'm cool.
I've been better.
I agree with you, but people don't front no more, boy. You be like, how you doing? I'm fucked up, man. Shit is bad. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? That's the bad. But we don't ask people because we don't want to hear that. Be like, I'm effed up.
You
Like, damn it,
don't.
why did I ask that?
Or people want to ask you and expect you to just be like, I'm good. And then you really tell them and they're like, okay, well, feel better.
I think we just have to like be a better support system for each other, because like times are really, really like hard, and a lot of people are very sensitive, and you have to like, I don't know, you just have to be more aware of the things that you're saying.
Yeah,
Now,
social
you
media.
yourself, I was going to say, you yourself have revealed some things. Recently, you did your build video, and you talked about domestic violence and never thinking you would be in a situation like that. How did that touch your fans? Because a lot of women, as you pointed out, have had to deal with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously we all know that domestic violence is a very real thing.
Absolutely.
But I guess it wasn't until like it happened to me that I realized how like prominent it was, and like a lot of women in my life and just like my fans, like they started reaching out to me and thanking me for sharing their story because they never spoke about what happened to them. There's someone that's really, really close to me that's like actually been a part of my life and my career like since the beginning. And after me telling my story, she came and told me that she was in an abusive relationship for 3 years that ended up putting her in the hospital.
Wow.
Dang.
Now,
And I had no idea about that.
What happened with you? Were you there a long time, or was it one time? What happened?
Well, the relationship, it was short, but it was very intense. It was about 6 months. And you know, like in the beginning when guys like being obsessive and like, you can't do this, you can't do that. I love you. Don't go there. What are you wearing? Like, you're like, oh my God, like he really loves me. Like he cares. No, he just doesn't want me talking to any guys. He's like a little bit jealous. And those are the things that you actually have to watch out for in the beginning, because there's a difference between like really loving someone and caring about them and then just being controlling. And I wasn't able to tell the difference, or I just didn't want to believe it. And it got out of hand because I just didn't want to believe that this person who claimed that they loved me so much could hurt me. And even like coming back to like mental health, seeing the reaction from a lot of people like in my life that I like thought were my friends, because of who it was, they decided to just turn the blind eye, and it just really opened my eyes to who people really were, and just like, instead of being angry about everything, because I already went through that. I already went through the depression, the anger, the confusion. I had to really like take a step back and figure out what was I gonna do to feel better, to get through this.
Why protect him? Like why?
It's not even about protecting him, because the people that need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, I don't know, maybe one day like it'll come to the light, but it's, for me, like, it's not about revenge. It's not about exposing this person. It's not even about this person.
It's kind of protecting other people though, because if you see him with another woman, you have like
It is, and that's something that people have like pointed out to me as well too, and maybe like one day like I will say who it is.
That's something you do in your own time.
Yeah, that's
though.
something I do
Absolutely.
in my own time.
It's hard to reveal your abuser. I've been there. I'm there now actually. But.
And I think also people's reaction are always like, well, why didn't you just leave him? Or
You
why
know
didn't
what?
just do
The
this?
biggest, and I don't want to get like emotional, but the biggest reason why I feel like I won't do it is because I don't think that people would care. Like, I really don't think that it would make a difference.
In this
like,
era?
people would, yeah.
Nah, they would
They
definitely
would
care.
definitely care.
Definitely.
No,
You'll be
because in
surprised.
rap culture, like people don't care. It doesn't matter what the artist is. It's about like how talented they are, and they'll still be bumping their music. They'll still be playing their like song, and it's just like, damn, that's fucked up what he did. But his new album is fire.
Or they might not even
Right.
believe you. Sometimes they feel like, oh, whatever, she just wants attention. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't. There's literally people who've known me before they even knew this person who will look at me and be like, "Oh, you're trying to ruin this kid's career."
But not
And
even
this is
that.
a learning lesson for him. It's a learning experience.
That's
And
to hurt for you though. Every time you
Oh.
hear his record on the radio, or you hear him, it can bring you back to that place.
It does. It definitely does.
Have you sought out help or therapy or anything like that to help you heal?
Even before this, I was a very like emo kid for reasons that I don't really like understand. But I always like wanted to see a therapist, and I'm Jamaican, so like
Wagwan brethren.
That's
Yeah.
all he knows. That's all he knows.
Yeah.
A sister to her.
That's where it
A
stops.
Wagwan Tristan.
But even just like in the black community, it's very like frowned upon. Like for a long time, like people like even my mom would just be like, "Oh, so you think you're crazy? Like you want to go see a therapist? Like what can this person like teach you?" And then I started to believe like, what is this random person gonna like? How are they gonna tell me what to do about? How do they even know what they're doing in their life?
Right.
Like, and so I would like make appointments and not go to them. And then I hang out with a lot of like spiritual like people, do like meditation and tea ceremonies and yoga and all that stuff, and so they recommended for me to go see this. They were like, he's a therapist, but he's not just that, like he's a reader as well. And I was like, you know what, maybe like I'll try that out. It's not like so intense therapy sitting in an office and writing in a notebook. And so I went and did that, and it helped me a lot.
When you say reader, what do you mean? Like he like a medium? Like reads the aura around you? What do you mean read?
Yeah, reading the aura,
The
around
guides
me.
around
yeah.
you. Okay, gotcha.
And like we did like tarot cards and like cleansed my energy to this whole ceremony, and
Was he good?
yeah, it actually really took a huge weight off of my chest. And he said that like when I walked in the room, there was literally like clouds like hovering over me, and I don't know if that's like real or not, but that's how I felt.
Got you.
That's how I felt. I was walking around with this like literally hurricane just like moving around me, and it was a lot, and I just felt like I was alone. And I thought that maybe it was time to talk to someone who didn't know me at all.
Wow. I go to therapy every week, so
I know I gotta check out your the thing you just did,
The VH1.
the VH1 stuff.
Oh yeah, that was
Justine.
extremely uncomfortable.
Really? I mean, I could
Yes.
imagine.
Yes.
I could imagine. I'm actually like gonna go see her, not on television.
Dr. Jess?
Yeah.
Jessica Clemens. She's really good, and I didn't know how I was gonna feel when I sat down.
You're
with her.
very brave for that, actually. Like, I commend you.
I don't like to call it brave because I was really terrified. Like I'm one of those people when I'm scared, I either face everything and
But even
rise or
being-
fear everything and run.
Even being able to admit that, like that you were
Yeah.
terrified, I think that's very brave. A lot of people feel like they need to be tough and they need to like have this hard shell, and it's really not what it is. I think actually showing your emotions is the most beautiful and the most powerful thing.
We weren't raised that way. We were raised you got to be hard. You know what I'm saying? I got to have my
Exactly.
chest out all the time. I can't be Donald Glover. I got to be Tupac.
Has it been hard for you to open up? Because I feel like Justine Skye has never been like,
Yeah, I never shared like anything. Like everyone's always like looked at me as like, oh, that's like the pretty girl with the purple hair. and she sings sometimes.
The national
Is
anthem.
is it difficult for you, or you think it's something you need to do more?
I think that I'm very happy I've done that, because if you actually get to know me, I'm like an open book. But I feel like I've never really like shared that side of me with my fans. Or I used to do that when I was younger, like when I was like on Tumblr and like just doing YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then once I got signed and like really got into the industry, I started to like pull back and like be more self-conscious about the things that I would like share. And I just didn't want people to judge me so much. And now I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I don't really like care. Like if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. And that's you. Everyone's not gonna like you, and that's just something that I had to learn. And I feel like for me as a human being, as Justine Skyers, like I just want to be happy and I want to do what I love and be around the people that I love. And if it goes somewhere, then it does. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank or how many followers you have. Like if you're not happy, and it's been shown time after time, like look at how many people are literally like harming themselves, or like they just don't want to be here anymore, no matter how successful they are.
Absolutely.
And it's really just, you really have to take care of yourself.
Do you think you pulled back because of all these unsolicited opinions about you, so you didn't want to, say things?
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't like defend myself, because if
Yeah.
I did, that it would just be a continuous like
Right.
attack. And that's like what it's become. I mean, like everything is a joke these days.
I
Like
feel
every
you.
single thing is a joke, and
I-
it's so disgusting. And it to even like, I would never, like if I tweeted this right now, like somebody would start attacking me. But I'm here talking to you guys, so I can like say this. But it just like makes it so that you can't really like stand up for yourself.
Yeah, I think sometimes things happen and you want to defend yourself and be like, that's not true. This is what happened. And you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother, because
Yeah.
all that's going to happen is make it a bigger deal.
Yeah.
And then people aren't going to believe you because it's funnier not to.
And then they make up, and then because you don't give them an answer, people start to like develop this whole story and for themselves. Like the craziest stories where I'm just like, oh, I wish I could just let you guys really know like what the.
What's the crazy story that they say about Justine? She used to date who? Who she used to date?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. And you was friends with Kylie. Or Kendall. Which one is the one that's with Travis?
You ask me?
Which one's with Travis?
Kylie, Ken.
You know the story, Justine.
Yeah, I know, sir. I've seen it a lot.
Is that true?
I mean, we were friends like back in the day, and I mean, like this was about like 4 years ago, I guess, and then we weren't.
Yeah.
Like things happen, you
So
know.
y'all don't speak anymore. You're not friends.
No, we speak. Like there's nothing like. I mean, we're not
see
as
each
close.
other.
We're not as close as we once were.
Right.
And I mean, that's pretty like probably like obvious to the rest of the world. But there's no beef.
Is there a
I mean,
reason for that? Like you pulled back from the industry because you saw how phony people can be?
No, it's just like you grow up and you go in different paths.
Gotcha.
So
Now, you ever thought about releasing a lot of the things that's on your mind and on your chest just through your music? Like old school Mary J. Blige, just let it all out in
absolutely.
the music?
I mean, I guess Build, which is the record that that I just put out, was the first step in doing that, and I'm really taking the time to tell my story through my music now.
Let's play Bill right now.
Yeah,
and
let's
then
do that.
We could talk out of it.
That's
We got
right.
Bill
Play
D.
my damn song.
Now we gonna play it
Finally,
right now.
finally, you want to play Justine Skye records.
Ask the label guy.
When the last
for
time you
us
heard
to
your record
know.
on the radio, Justine?
Ooh, in New York,
Wow,
in my own hometown.
We
That's
thought
a
you was
shame.
from
New York
LA.
doesn't
That's
support.
why. We thought
Since
I
when?
don't know.
When you was out there hanging with the Jenners.
In the Kardashians. And stuff,
Kardashians.
yeah.
You know what?
Now, can we talk about the video for Build a second? What was the process like for you in doing that video? Because it was really, really intense.
Yeah. So the song was actually done before I went through my situation, and it's funny because like I never let him hear the song, and normally like when I'm in a relationship with someone, I like, yeah, this is my new music,
Play
like
them
this is what I'm
everything.
working on. I play them everything, but towards the end, I just could tell that something was really wrong, and I stopped like sharing what I was doing with him so much. I didn't tell him like where, like if I was working on a new project or working on a new song, I was like, I'm going to the studio, that's it. I would never like play anything on him. And I'm glad that I didn't. But so the song was done before, and then things spiraled out of control. And when it came time there to discuss doing a video, I was just felt like this is my moment for me to share something with the world.
Right.
Because I don't think I ever have. And unfortunately, I had to go through this situation to wake up and realize that maybe I need to stand for something instead of just doing what I normally do, which is a glam music video, just like looking at the camera
Something
and flipping
that
my
don't mean
hair.
nothing.
That doesn't mean anything. I was like, I'm tired of like putting things out that have no substance, and because that's not me, but that's what people like think about me.
Bet you all right.
And so I just felt like, and it also was very therapeutic to do that as well too, even though it was kind of hard. It was hard for my mom to see. It was hard for like a lot of women that were in the room because some of them have also went through the experience. And I incorporated them in the video because it was real. Like everyone, like they could relate to it, and a lot of women around the world can relate to it. And so I found this amazing director. Her name is Savannah Leaf, and she was pretty low key, but I saw her work, and she's very like docu style, and she's very cinematic, and so I chose her. I opened up to. I was very specific about it too, because I didn't want to just be sharing my story with someone that wouldn't really like get it.
All right, got you.
And I think she captured it like, even though it was really rough, but very like beautifully, and got the point across to a T. And I don't know, a lot of people like didn't notice this, but something that I'm kind of trying to like stress about the video is that I specifically chose to have like one guy and multiple different women, because in my situation, I didn't really pay attention to the fact, like I will be honest, like that he did this to someone before me. And I was just like, there would be no reason for him to like want to put his hands on me. I would never make him like do something like that. And it wasn't me. It was him.
Right.
The whole time. It's like, it doesn't matter who the girl is. It's just him battling his own demons and him going through whatever it is that he's going through. Like, but it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't her fault, and it won't be the next girl's fault. It's like, it's not your fault for someone to want to put their hands on you.
That's why you can't protect people like that. And I think that people don't realize you are your secrets. So whatever he's hiding, and it's gonna come out eventually.
I mean, yeah, but y'all be bumping his shit on here too. So
We don't know who
you don't. But it's just, it's also, it's, you know what sucks the most about it too is like, because we have like mutual friends, and just seeing them like just hanging out with him, or like posting shit, and like you know like what happened, and you're still like rocking with him. It's so like, it's so heartbreaking. It's like I'm still in a position where like I don't know like what to do.
Right.
And even just feeling like the elephant in the room, like when the topic comes up, or like when the song like a song comes on, or when a name gets mentioned, it's just like, ooh,
Right.
Justine's in here, like don't say that, like you can't say that. Or like me feeling like I have to leave because he might be like show up or something.
You don't want to
like,
go somewhere just
yeah,
in case.
like but it's just so fucked up that I have to feel like that when I never did anything wrong.
Right. Now, how does it feel when you see other artists? Like we just looked at an artist on the TV screen, and you know he was actually, we seen him on video hitting a woman. So how does it feel when you see artists that have been charged and that you've seen hit women, and you hear their song, and you see them, and you're in the building with them, and you're in the same venue with them? You see radio stations support them, jocks support them, DJs support them.
It's just confirmation that in hip hop culture, like it doesn't really matter. And someone told me yesterday actually that they think that that's a thing because there's not many of us in the industry or like in the limelight. But I feel like as long as we keep doing that, keep turning the blind eye, keep like letting these guys know that it's okay, or think that it's okay to do this thing and that they'll still be successful, nothing will change. Like nothing will change. And so for me, like I don't rock with it. And a lot of women are coming up to me and telling me, like someone apologized to me the other day, a woman, and she was like, hey, I'm sorry that I continue to support this person even after I knew what happened to you, and it's not right. And I've seen a lot of other artists like do the same thing, and people just like act like it never happened. And so I feel like, I don't know, hopefully I shook something up that started letting people know that to speak up about it,
Right.
and even just to feel uncomfortable, because you should.
What about apologies and atonement? Meaning, like, somebody like Chris Brown, for example.
Yeah.
Like, should that be held over Chris Brown's head forever?
It's definitely not something that you forget. I just watched his documentary the other day
Mhm.
too as well. I thought it was like really great, and that he even like spoke about it. And I think that a lot of guys that do like harm women, they don't speak about it, and that just makes it them look even more like suspect. It just makes it look like they don't care, like they're not sorry, and that they'll probably do it again.
Right.
You know, it's interesting because I had to interview an artist that had gotten in trouble for that as well. And I was speaking to him about it and just about how he was raised in certain things that he grew up seeing in his environment, because he was seeking treatment and help with everything that he had done in his past, and he's really young. And I was thinking about like the environments and where boys are being raised. Who are they looking to as a father figure to teach them like the difference between right and wrong, what's going on in the community? And it is what we see in hip hop culture, and how they need to learn those things as well. And I had spoken at this panel. It was a room full of young girls in high school, and they were all speaking about different things. And when I tell you everybody in the room, it was like over 100 girls had a story about something that happened to them.
Yeah.
And it's such a common thing. And they said even other women were treating them like, well, you asked for it. Well,
You guys want to hear the craziest thing? Even, I don't know, I guess I'm like sharing a little bit of details, but even like the cops don't even care, because
you
called
in
the
a
cops.
specific situation, I didn't call the cops, but a hotel called the cops. And when the cop got there, he was like, well, you broke his phone too, so what do you want? You want him to call you an Uber since your phone's broken? And I'm just like, I'm sitting in the lobby of a hotel crying because this man just tried to attack me, and the people in the hotel had to like save me, and this is what you're telling me right now? I was like, just go.
Were you willing to press charges?
Just at that point in time, no, I wasn't.
See, yeah, and that's why police be like, well, I can't do anything.
And it's hard because we don't want to put people in jail. I think we look at it like, well, I don't want to, because I had a situation too where my landlord had called the cops, and I didn't want to press charges. I was like, I just want to get him out of here.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I was like, I just wanted this to be over. Like, I just want to go home. Like,
and forget about it and
Yeah.
never talk to me again.
I thought the cops automatically had to press charges. In certain
No.
cases,
But the cops automatically have to write a report about it. They have to, but I don't think they did.
If you don't cooperate, they don't have to press,
Yeah.
and you don't want to press charges, they'll just be like, okay, you have to get out of here. And they try to encourage me to do that, but then I felt like I don't want to be responsible for a black man going to jail. You start thinking all those things in the heat of the moment. Still, you're still trying to protect somebody.
What did your mom say?
Yeah, because isn't your mom like a real powerful woman?
Yeah, your mom is
Her,
good.
she's-
Y'all know y'all so tight.
My mom, I didn't tell my mom until like it got really, really bad. Until I was like, we need to change the locks on the house.
Really?
Wow.
And I just called her and I was like, hey mom, we need to change the locks on the house. And she was like, why? Like, what's going on? She wasn't even in LA. Like, at the time I was like at my house in LA, and she was like, what's going on? And then I just had to tell her. And then she was like, are you okay? Are you safe? Blah, blah, blah. And then she just was so confused. She was just like, I don't understand like how this started happening, because she actually liked him. Like, he was living with me. And so she was just in shock, and she was like, I'm supportive of like whatever it is that you want to do. This is what I think you should do, but obviously like it's your decision. And I kind of went like back and forth between like what I wanted to do. I was like, I didn't know. I was like, do I get him fucked up? Like do I press charges? Like, what do I do? And then in the end, I just decided to like focus on myself. It wasn't about, I'm not gonna let this person like control or like get me out of character. And I just decided to like put it in my music.
What did your friends say? Because you got a lot of people that every time I see you, it's a lot of people from the industry that's always around you. Industry people. What did those industry people say with you?
And you don't
when
have
you
to
signed
keep-
to Rock Nation.
You don't have to keep talking about this if you don't want.
Yeah, if you don't want to.
I know it's fine. I like.
I
you
just think it
guys.
helps other women. that
No,
are
and
going
it
through
does. It does help other women, especially. But I guess what my friends did. There were some friends that like, but very little, and I find out like just more and more each day how much like people don't have my back. But for the ones that did, I didn't want to tell my friends, because like when you're in a relationship and things are going bad, you don't want to keep like telling your friends, 'cause, like, you might go back to them,
It
and
goes
you
back
might,
good, right.
and then they hate them, and so it's like it makes it like difficult. So but there was like only one friend that I really told about like everything, and she was telling me that I should leave and that I don't deserve this, and why am I even still with this person?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I understand that you like are in love with him, so it's like rough, but you really don't deserve this. And that's what she just kept telling me. And then obviously, like, when things got out of hand, she was like at my rescue, literally at my door, like what's good? Like, I was literally locked in a bathroom, and she came into my house and like got me out of my bathroom.
I don't think true healing can begin for anybody until like the guy acknowledges.
Oh, I
what
haven't
he
spoken
did
to this
wrong.
person until from that day.
Oh, never. So he's never.
I've seen them. I've seen
Got
him.
you.
But and again, I get treated like I did something wrong from
By him?
everyone. From everyone.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm on record, for putting my hands on a woman when I was 17 years old, and I've spoken about that on numerous occasions. And people will try to use that against me now, and I'm 40 years old, but I lived, I learned, I made a mistake, and I acknowledge that it was a mistake, and I acknowledge that it was wrong.
And that you hurt someone.
Yeah, and that I hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I think that
I don't
that's
think
very
this
important.
person will ever admit to like what he did. I don't think even the people that he's surrounded by, like, they would never even encourage him to be the man that he that he thinks he is.
Well, he's not a man. Then.
Oh no, he's absolutely not a man.
Yeah, you'll never be a man until you can and nobody. I volunteered that information about myself just because that's just some things that you think about as you get older. Like, yo, damn, I hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that you can ever ask for true forgiveness for yourself until you acknowledge that you may have hurt
Exactly.
someone.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing your story. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
I thank you.
Well,
We can't ask her to donate now because she just gave us
I'm
a
gonna
story. I
be honest with
think
you,
that's
Justine.
way better than the donation.
I don't know how you still got beautiful edges. You see mine? I have no hairline. Okay.
but
Because of
Justine-
all the stress I've been
Justine,
through
we
in my
do-
life.
We do want to encourage you to seek the help that you need to heal for yourself.
I want to encourage you to put that nigga on Front Street. That's what I want to encourage you to do.
But do what
But
you
in
need
your
to do
own time.
in
Do it
your own time.
And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we will definitely make sure we support you. Send me that build record. I'll make sure I
Now you want to play her.
I
music.
do. Man.
My
I
God.
do. Why not?
It's like American Idol.
Hey.
You had to come up here and tell a sad
Not-
backstory
it's
No.
not
in
that
order
at
to
all.
get him to vote for
But
you.
I don't even want, like, it's not.
It's not no sympathy.
She's
No,
telling
it's,
the
you're a
truth.
good
Yeah.
person, and I just
And
want
you
to
know
support
what?
a good
And that's
person.
something that so many women
Yes.
and men can relate to and have been through situations where it's hard to speak up. And this is probably going to encourage so many other people to
And that's what
confront their own things, leave
Absolutely.
their abuser, because that's not an easy thing to do. Sometimes people feel like, well, I don't have enough money to get my own place. How am I going to survive? I have kids with this person. Thankfully, you didn't feel trapped in a situation where you had kids, you were tied into somebody forever. So, but some people feel that way.
Well, thank you, Justine.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Yep.
you so much.
And if anybody wants to donate to Change for Change,
Donate.
yes.
All right. Well, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Justine Skye.